What's up guys, Vern here, and today we're going to have a look at the Great Wall.
Shall we begin?
This movie was directed by Zhang Yimou, who also directed Hero, as well as House of Flying Daggers. I thought he did a great job for the first 30 minutes, but after that, it felt like a steady decline. This movie stars Matt Damon, who I thought did a great job playing his role. The only thing is though, he has many skills that you don't know where they came from. Would have been really nice if they did, a little more development in regards to, or training, or show us, the hardship that he went through to get those skills. Another star in this movie is Tian Jing, who did a really good job playing her role. The only problem is her role lacked character development. It would have been really nice if it had flashbacks of her life so you can relate to her character even more. Another star in this movie is Willem Dafoe, who did a good job playing his role. The only problem is his role was, there wasn't much to his role. I felt like his ability to act wasn't utilized in this movie at all. Another star in this movie is Pedro Pascal, who did a good job playing his role as the partner of Matt Damon's character. And this is how the story goes. Matt Damon's character William and his crew are looking for black powder, or what we know it as gunpowder. And that leads him to the Great Wall, which at this time is actually being defended with a huge army against monsters. And they need to figure out a way to get the black powder, deal with the monsters, and well, go from there. Now the beginning of the movie is actually really awesome. There's a huge battle between the army and the monsters, and the scale of it is amazing. It is definitely a sight to see. So in the beginning of it, you're like, wow, I'm in for something great.
The Great Wall is the only barrier keeping the world safe.
I thought the balance entirety was actually excellent. The way the army was separated in groups or factions to face the monsters was actually a sight to see. Each group in its entirety had a different way to fighting, and it was very exciting. The only problem is, as the movie goes along, well, yeah, stuff happens. And they try to build up to something which unfortunately just drags and just keeps on dragging. And you're thinking like, alright, maybe in the end of the movie, it's gonna sum up to something great. The problem here is that when you get to the end of the movie, the scale of it gets really small. It just becomes Matt Damon's character in a small group. The army is no longer there. I don't know if it was a budget kind of thing problem or something, but it got scaled way down. It kind of felt like a video game where you have a small party versus a bunch of monsters, and you're playing the game in hard mode, but when you face the final boss, you had the option to go to easy mode. So you click down easy mode, click, and suddenly you're in easy mode. So everything was just way too easy. So it just ended too fast. That's what it felt like. Cinematography wise, in the beginning of the movie, parts of the end of the movie were actually excellent. The only problem is the middle part. The soundtrack wise, the audio did match what was going on in the movie, which was okay. If someone were to ask me to watch this movie again, I'd say, no thanks. But I would give them the expectation, if they still want to see it, that the first part of the movie is actually going to be really good. But have the expectation that it's going to decline and keep declining all the way to the end. And it's at which point it went from really good to, well, I thought the biggest disappointment in this movie was actually the fact that it had so much potential. If they created more character development in regards to, rather than build up, of course it would have been really nice if the build up came to fruition in the end, which unfortunately was rushed. But if they just spent more time with the characters, that way you can relate to them more, something a little more dramatic, and the reason why the characters are who they are and why they're so serious in regards to facing these monsters. It would have been nice if there was at least one character that you got to know better, in regards to. That would have been really nice. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin, Vern.
And then the airplane came, so we had to Hold. Can't do anything with the recording right now. Till the pain passes by. Yep. Mm-mm-mm.